Hello dear viewers, today we will discuss the topic entitled Internal Migration in India. Movement is a very crucial human activity. Until and unless movement occurs, there can be no human interaction or sharing. In formal terms, movement of human beings has been understood and explored in form of migration and immigration. Migration denotes that act when a person moves from one place to another. This movement can be from one place to another within the country, across the national boundaries. Migration can be related to an individual, a family, a group, or also to a community at large. However, not leaving any knowledge gap, we can also discuss the meaning of immigration here at this point of this lecture. Immigration means when an individual, family, or a group moves to another country from the country of origin with due formal procedures through embassy. Both migration as well as immigration are very important demographic phenomena, leaving remarkable and noticeable impacts on the place of origin, movement, or destination. Migration from one nation to another and migration from one state to another state of the same nation, both are two different things. In India, we notice that the immigration industry is growing rapidly as people have quest to move to other countries for economic, political, and educational or other reasons. But in India, the internal migration is also a very dominant human activity. It is very often noticed that people move from their own city, town, village, district or state and move to other places within the nation. Studying migration or movement of people implies studying dynamics of that society. In fact, such efforts help exploring the factors which make the migrants stay at a place for a long or a considerable time period, the factors which pressurized him to take decision of changing his place of residence or survival and the like. There is plurality of causes working at the back of internal migration in India. The factors are social, political, demographic, environmental, economic and the like. According to the studies carried out by Daniel and Samita, both in the year 11, there is no clear data available, but there are about 15 million child migrants in India. The lead source states are Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Orissa, Uttarakhand and Tamil Nadu. On the other hand, the attractive destinations are Delhi, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab and Karnataka. Situation hardly changed as compared to that of the years 2007 and 8. The destination regions almost remain same with little or at times instances significant variations in the number of persons choosing those with individual choices. Anita Mukherjee, in an article published in Times of India dated 6 December 2011 explains that according to a recent report published then, the largest flow of migrants anywhere in urban India is towards Delhi. The article adds that Delhi, excluding the rest of the National Capital Region known to be NCR, had more migrants than any other state of the nation. The data for migration under Census 2011 has not yet been released, making it compulsive for researchers to depend on the migration data retrieved from Census 2001 and the 64th round of National Sample Survey 2007 and 8. As per the census 2001, about 307 million persons had been reported to be cases of migration by place of birth. Out of these 307 million people, about 259 million, that is about 84.2%, migrated from one part of state to another part of the same state. As far as migration by last residence is concerned, the total number of migrants is reported to be 314 million persons, out of which about 268 million persons, that is 85%, were intra-state migrants. The trend of in-migration and out-migration is a crucial component of migration studies. In-migration is when some people move from one town or village of the state to another town or village or district of the same state. In other cases, people move from one state to another state. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, known to be MOSPI, worked on data related to the states with highest estimated in-migration and the states where the out-migration exceeds the in-migration, both for the tenure 2007 and 8. Our figure 1 and figure 2 show the data. Figure 1 shows it clearly that Maharashtra is the state having highest estimated in-migration in the year 7 and 8, followed by Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Gujarat. Although figures on these variables have not yet been released by Census 11, but we can still refer to the Times of India 2011's component discussed just a few minutes ago in the lecture. The states for destination and the states as lead sources of migration have seldom changed. Figure 2 also reflects this analysis. In states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, followed by Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Jharkhand, Himachal Pradesh and Jammu Kashmir, the out-migration exceeded the in-migration in the years 7 and 8. And the situation remained almost resembling in the year 2011. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation published a report entitled Migration in India in the year 10, which was based on the 64th round of the National Sample Survey. One of the key findings of the report states that 78% of the rural and 72% of the urban migrants' household remain in the same state. The situation in the states where the out-migration exceeds the in-migration is worrisome. As per a report by India Spend, the people are aging at the rate comparable to Scandinavian nations. In the following part of the lecture, we are going to discuss the factors behind internal migration, inclusive of in-migration and out-migration in India. Factors behind internal migration in India. Regional diversity is one main reason behind this migration influx on both intrastate and the interstate levels. The term region means an area. The term regional can be understood through the synonyms like territorial, spatial, geographical, topographical, topical, local, provincial, sectional and the like. On the other hand, the term diversity implies differences, variations, mixture, range, multiplicity, distinctiveness, divergence, heterogeneity, dissimilarity, multiformity and the like. Hence, regional diversity implies the differences and dissimilarities the people, the regions and communities of India feature. India is well known and also respected in the world for its diversity, which is very exclusive in nature. India is a big nation having 29 states and 7 union territories. The basic principle of nature, that is, no two or more regions can be completely similar. The geographical division of the states and UTs of India clearly depict extreme differences. States like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra hold big portions of land of India. On the other hand, the states like Kerala, Meghalaya, Mizoram and the like hold a small portion of land. However, this geographical topology is also ardently featured with differential topographical, demographic, linguistic, religious, environmental and cultural differences and most dominantly the economic factors. A person or a group for taking a decision regarding migration sees or analyzes the opportunities for a better earning and better survival in the destination states or region. This, though, is compulsorily a comparison between the destination region and the region of present residence for a person. The Census of India 2001 published data on reasons for migration. Figure 3 shows the reasons for migration of migrants by last residence with duration of 0 to 9 years of age. India 2001. According to the given data, the majority out of the total migrants in India moves from their place of residence to another city, state or district for employment or work. The figure also depicts data on migrants who moved after birth and who moved with their households. Highest number of migrants has moved from their places to other due to marriage, which seems very understandable with reference to Indian patriarchal structure, followed by a significant number of migrants who move for work and employment. That makes it clear that economic reasons are the paramount in case of decision linked to migration. In the report entitled Migration in India, published by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation in 2010, it is well explained that a majority of the households migrated for employment related reasons. The report reads, nearly 55% of the households in rural areas and 67% of the households in urban areas had migrated for employment related reasons. Other than work and employment, business, education, migration due to marriage are some other prominent causes behind migration influxes in the regions. Education also plays a big role as a factor behind migration in both the cases, that is, in migration as well as out migration. People migrate from their place of birth or last residence for better educational opportunities. Although any latest data has not been made public after the year 1 census and 64th round of national sample survey regarding the reasons for migration, but it is expected to show similar trends whenever it is published. This scenario moves in opposition to that of the educational rural-urban dichotomy in India. People move from their villages and towns to other towns, cities and districts for better schools, for better colleges and better professional training institutions. India's rural structure is one of its specific national identities which is observed by the whole world when it comes to development and international regime. This makes the rural-urban literacy gap a serious concern for the whole nation. There are still lesser number of schools than needed in the Indian rural areas than the urban areas, whereas the rural population needs it more to attain functional literacy. The rural population of India is 68.84% and the urban population is 31.16% of the total population. There is more population but fewer facilities for education. This makes Indian rural population more decisive for migrating to urban areas. This phenomena also results in higher rate of urbanization in India. Hence, it will be not wrong if a point that migration and urbanization are closely related social processes having multiple repercussions on human beings' social life. Figure 4 shows the growth of urban population in India since 1951 to 2011. The data depicts that the urban population increased much faster than that of the rural population in all these decades. The urban areas are attraction for the migrants as these regions hold more and better opportunities for education, employment and work. The urban population has increased rapidly due to high-paced process of urbanization which took place in India all over these decades. The process of urbanization takes place due to two major factors. Those are, first, the expansion of the urban areas and satellite towns, and second is due to the influx of people from rural areas to urban areas. This makes the growth of rural population slower as compared to the urban population. Further, difference is because the rural population growth takes place with factors like birth, migration due to marriage predominantly, the quantum of which is not as heavy as that is in case of the factors behind urban population growth. However, while talking about the factors behind migration, lack of social security, environmental and natural disasters related threats cannot be ignored. But there is lack of data on these components of discussion. The natural turmoil like Uttarakhand floods and the like do leave a large scale impact on migration, but yet the data on these records have not been compiled. Even the data on migration through the census 2011 is awaited, which might help in exploring the hidden or untouched issues linked to migration further. In addition, the National Sample Survey's 65th round results are awaited too. Now we will discuss repercussions of internal migration. Internal migration in India has taken form of being a determinant of social security of India's citizens, economic stability, social harmony, social cohesion, political activities, religious diversity, and many more such aspects of human life. People migrate at times with thought and at times with no thought. Migration without thought becomes a bone of contention for the migrants and the destination states and regions too. The resource mobilization does not take place at the same pace as that of the influx of the migrants in a region. For instance, the migrants need residence, in case of lack of which slums develop. Migrants need work or job, in case of lack of which chances of rise in crime instances increases. Migrants share the regional sources of the local residents of the region, with which the communal riots chances increase, as it happened in case of Maharashtra a few years back. Administration has lack of data or predictability regarding the approximate number of people arriving in the destination regions, due to which healthcare facilities, social security like food, clothing and all can be randomly provided to the migrants. With reference to the male migrants, their left behind wives suffer for whole life in many cases. Either they marry illegally, leaving their previous wife, or they never return to them and keep sending them money and keep visiting them whenever they can afford. This affects the mental and the physical health, and in addition endorses the gender turmoil also. States like Maharashtra are affected heavily due to thick density of population, which again becomes an issue to handle with efficacy. Thick density in a region for long affects the death rate, the birth rate, the mother mortality rates, the child care, employment opportunities, facilities being provided by the government. Lack of privacy leading to denial of dignity of survival and the like. Not only this, the migrants face deprivation and denial of basic entitlements as citizens of the nation at the destination regions already inhabited by local dwellers. For example, subsidized food, drinking water, social security, legal protection, banking facilities and the like. We can also surely mention that the recent denomination policy must have affected the migrants the most, as they have no identity proofs to maintain their saved income in the bank accounts at the places of their present residences. Such instances are not foreseen but cannot be ignored with reference to the internal migrants in India. In all, the repercussions of internal migrations and further lack of maintenance of the records in this case may lead to increase in crime rate, increase in suicide rate, health-related threats, lack of identification with the mainstream, leading to alienation and effect on the mental health of the uncountable migrants in the nation. There is a need of rigorous thought by the governmental and non-governmental organizations and also by the common man. Migrants, not to be forgotten at all, are very much the part of our own national community. They are Indian citizens, and above all, they are human beings having their due human rights, including the right to survive and the right to dignity of survival. There is a need of institutional preparedness and capacity building to facilitate migration and support migrants for their social, cultural and dwelling needs. For this target, there is a dire need of having an advance call, or may say advance information regarding the expected number of migrants arriving a particular destination. This may be termed as interstate coordination. Identity cards to all the migrants, let it be interstate or intrastate migrants, must be issued at the earliest and made compulsory to undertake any new job, work or even labour contracts in the destination region. This shall to a large extent help in maintaining the records of migrants and also keep check over criminal acts which take place due to anonymity. Have a good day, dear viewers. See you again very soon.